Has Halloween officially ended, or has it taken this franchise 13 movies to do what Friday the 13th, the final chapter, did at only 4 movies? There'll be more after this somehow. Just saying, multiverse movie. Regardless, in 2022, the David Gordon Green and Danny McBride Halloween sequel trilogy came to an end. Sure, it all has a beginning, middle, and an end, but to say that these movies delivered mixed results is a bit of an understatement. After the 2018 movie brought Laurie Strode and critical acclaim back to the series, people couldn't wait to see where the story went next, resulting in 2021's Halloween Kills, which I'd say is divisive, but personally I know far more people who dislike it. Though for me, I gotta hand it to it for entertainment value. It was one where the flaws made it even more batshit and fun to talk about, and for better or worse, it was a quotable film. The director and writers wanted to give each one a different feel, with the first being a drama about trauma, the second being a wild-ass action slasher, and this third one being more grounded as a love story, with the evil literally lurking under the town. Audiences were split, as some hated and others loved how much of a departure this was, with it being mainly about a new character named Corey Cunningham, an outcast in the town who falls for Laurie's granddaughter, but the hostility of the townsfolk inspires him to don the Michael Myers mask himself. Wait a minute, this isn't just Friday the 13th, the final chapter, but it's also Friday the 13th Part 5, like the series now has its own Roy, if A New Beginning also featured a showdown with the real Jason Voorhees. We only speak highly of Roy in this household, therefore Halloween Ends is totally for me. And remember, upon release, it was simultaneously put out in theaters and on streaming, so turn up that volume if you want!
W-who? W-U-R-G 94.9 The Urge.
Would you mind flipping over to the oldie station, please? It's too early for this. Thank you. I'm gonna call in and request Bobby Boris Pickett. Perfect for when I spray the kids with a hose just to be a dick. Here we're going back to Halloween night 2019, 1 year after the events of the previous two, and we meet babysitter Corey Cunningham, played by Rohan Campbell. Also a reference to another John Carpenter movie as well, as he's named after Arnie Cunningham of Christine, and even dresses a little like him at first too. However, Jeremy the kid might need some extra attention. Yes, he's a walking, talking wolf boy, but also...
Since last Halloween, all the events and, the headlines of Michael Myers, Jeremy's been afraid of the dark.
Perfect, we'll get him used to the dark.
Mike, you want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Homer was also the Roy of his series. Now have some fun tonight, you two. You'll see me later, but I'll be so shit-faced drunk I won't even know you're here. Just try not to be weird now.
It's Halloween. We're gonna have a good time tonight.
I see nothing bad coming of this night. Just some mild confusion as what? John Carpenter's The Thing exists in the universe of the Halloween movies? The original Thing, yes, I knew that. I'm just curious that instead of directing Halloween in this universe, did John Carpenter make a name for himself directing the day after Halloween? Plus, the kid's not even paying attention.
And I don't really feel like pretending to be best friends with an ugly-ass boy babysitter.
I am gonna laugh hysterically at what happens to you in a minute. See, this is what happens when you don't listen to the mother. You gave the boy all that sugar with an extra dose of horror classics. There's no way he's gonna go to bed without a hilarious prank. Go on out, Jeremy. You want to see your mom stumble inside and vomit all over the floor, don't you? See, they're pulling up right now. It's gonna be great. She's gonna try walking in heels. Seriously, this is one of the best moments of the whole sequel trilogy.
What was that?
Okay, when I saw this on opening day, I instinctively burst out laughing at that scene. Then I was relieved that I was the only one there because I didn't know how other audiences would have reacted to that. But judging from the feedback after, I was not the only person who laughed at that scene. On the plus side, at least he got to see The Thing as his last movie. Imagine if it was Memoirs of an Invisible Man. Please tell me it then cuts to the opening credits. This movie has my attention, largely for the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch nod by using the font from that movie's credits, an ongoing credits reference as Kills used the font of Halloween 2. But also this implies that it's gonna be an entry that takes a turn. Not too much of a turn now. It's late, I'm not in the mood for anything new, just turn the first one back on.
Michael Myers was pure evil. He took our dreams and turned them into nightmares.
I know, for the love of God, I know. Half the runtime of Halloween Kills was referencing the events of the first one. They're getting caught up on the others too. Now we're watching a clip show of the previous two.
His senseless brutality ravaged my community.
Don't talk about Halloween Kills as if that movie wasn't funny as hell. This also gets into how the town turned all paranoid and that the evil brought out the worst in them, with some even committing suicide after the events of Kills. Well, except Laurie, she's actually doing fine now, surprisingly. So when Michael was locked up for 40 years, she was ultra on edge, a survivalist, and a hardcore drinker. But now that Michael actually is still on the loose and killed her daughter, I guess that was all she needed to get her life back together? What?
It's up to each of us, whether or not we lock the door and find our resolve, or let him inside.
No, keep the doors locked. He's still out there. Not that they don't still have some stress. Look, they burnt the pies. I'm sure you could win a whole new set from the radio contest, as Willie the Kid wants to be a standout character too.
94.9, giving you the urge with Willie the Kid.
It is 4 days until Halloween.
Haddonfield hasn't gotten its thirst for rock back after the passing of DJ Barry Sims in Halloween 6. Barry would play Don't Fear the Reaper anytime I wanted. Willie is gonna save it for the ending credits. Good news though, Corey gave up his career in babysitting.
Real on 94.9 WUR.
Corey, got a second?
Do you mind? I'm being a steel town girl on a Saturday night over here. No matter where you go in this town, you'll always be under the watchful eye of Willie the Kid, the forgotten Tim Meadows SNL character. They could use some more ladies' men in this town.
You're under arrest for being the prettiest girl I know.
Ugh, Haddonfield would be a lot smoother if Bud still existed in this universe. If you weren't busy hitting on everyone you pulled over, you'd realize that Michael is most likely hibernating in the sewers, ready to strike if the town is officially taken over by a roaming gang of school marching band bullies. No, not bullies of marching bands, but marching band members who are bullies.
You're that psycho babysitter.
He killed that kid, didn't he? Yep.
This is weird. I'd put down money that Corey could have shoved their drumsticks in their throats in a matter of seconds. I'm not buying that they're getting the one-up on a guy who crushed a glass bottle in front of them. More on this kid in a second. Corey and Laurie have to bond first.
So do you want to do it? Or you want me to?
What? We can't cut their hamstrings in their sleep. No, you idiot, we puncture their tires, then we cut their hamstrings. Take him right away to get all stitched up for his meet cute with Allyson.
You shouldn't let that guy talk to you like that.
I've dealt with much worse.
Yesterday I had to pull a clarinet from a man's ass after he crossed paths with a marching band in the park. See, he's already helping her out. Now the horny deputies will never pull her over again. These two finally have each other.
I got a motorcycle.
Oh, a motorcycle. Teach me to ride it?
What are you, both 15? See, Grandma is Cupid.
So you did that on purpose?
What? He was injured, he needed medical attention, and Dr. Mathis is the best.
Yes, I hired the marching band to anger him so much that he injured his own hand. Whatever gets him out of his house.
Boys who keep secrets don't get custard for dessert.
Okay, is he 15? I actually really am interested in his story. It's flawed, but it did only just occur to me that 26 minutes in, and Michael Myers hasn't even showed up yet. But I'm not tapping my foot like, when's Michael gonna show up? I'm like, okay, I want to see Corey kill off these damn kids, and Corey and Allyson aren't the only love story here. When are these youngins, Lori and Frank, gonna get together?
I got myself a guitar at the pawn shop, and I've been fiddling around with that.
Great. He's gonna strip down naked and play Mr. Sandman, isn't he? Let's take a break. Since Willie the Kid isn't gonna play Blue Oyster Cult, the grocery store is playing the Muzak version. Seriously.
Great Halloween parties begin at Walgreens. Candy, party decorations, masks, costumes, makeup. Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
We're back, and lest you forget that Lori has also written a book.
You still got your nose in that book you're writing? Got a title?
We all know she's gonna call the book Evil Dies Tonight. Lori was having a good day until someone else came along and brought up Halloween Kills.
You see what he did to my sister? He killed her husband, took her voice. She cannot speak because of you.
Actually, she can't speak because she just stood there like a moron and let Michael stab her because the script told her to. It's okay. Over at the party, they'll go back to referencing the first.
Fortune, he's Scarecrow. See anything you like?
Hey, do we want a cameo from Nick Castle, the original Shape? Or do we want someone to quote the Linda See Anything You Like line? We go with both. And if you put a clown mask on him, that's a one-way ticket to this character doing something crazy. Or is that a scarecrow mask because he's the town straw man? Who cares? They're drunk. These people are getting off easy. People here will mostly get stabbed. If this were the party scene from Terrifier 2, which also had a Halloween reference, Michael would take 5 minutes and peel off someone's skin and pour salt on them. Speaking of pouring salt on wounds, you're that drunk mom.
Sorry for killing my son.
Your kid was an ass. Guys, why are you fighting? The third act breakup isn't supposed to happen till later.
I was just trying to help you to just...
I'm not your fucking project, Allyson!
Corey, I know!
This scene actually is quite good, and on paper, I understand what draws these two together, like how she points out how the town is bringing out the worst in them, and people look at them differently, but he points out that it's worse for him because they see her as a survivor and him as a kid killer. They are two people whose second date should be group therapy. Oh, and also, she doesn't have to deal with the freaking school bullies. Okay, so about this kid. This is Terry. He's only called Terry in the movie, but the novelization points out that his name is Terry Tramer, grandson of Ben Tramer. I have thoughts. First off, why is it making me do homework on this reference when all the other references are as subtle as a kid falling off a balcony? You gotta go all the way with the Ben Tramer reference. On the one hand, he is alive in this universe, but I liked thinking that Ben was the father of Lori's kid, but I guess that's not the case. Guess I'll have to assume Lance Guest was still into her in this universe. And are the Tramers a family of Stephen King bullies? Corey mentions that Terry's dad treats him like shit, but I'm just wondering, why does Terry have a Brooklyn accent? I'd buy it more if he was related to Bud. The hell, they just throw him off of a bridge. Do they also bully the football team? Screw it, come on guys, let's go look for Megan. I guess we should get to Michael at some point. When you fall off of a bridge, might as well go poking around in the sewers. I mean, you're already there. Why not? There's been a massive manhunt for Michael all these years. They didn't even bother to check to see if he was hibernating underground. Seriously, what is he doing down there? He's been waiting forever to pass along his evil. Jeez, should I tell someone?
You see that man in there?
You take people in there now and then.
Oh, no you don't. We already have Roy from Friday the 13th Part 5. We don't also need Abel from Friday 3D lurking around. Come for Halloween. Stay for this villain origin story, where Corey looks like over the course of it, he's transforming into Charlie Kirk. Oh, and Lori isn't so sure about Corey anymore. Once she's noticed his jump scare powers are getting more supernatural.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
How did you do that? This change went fast. In the span of a day, it went from, I'm gonna set these two single lovebirds up with each other, to, I don't care for him bringing a more sinister soundtrack with him. He fits in this world, though. He also likes describing things we've already seen.
We were making paper planes, but he wanted to watch a monster movie.
I know, damn it, I'm not gonna forget the best scene in the movie. Maybe Lori can talk to the 30-year-old kid's mom.
This town turned against him after the accident with Jeremy Allen. They would have felt for him. They would have helped him heal.
Have you met anyone in Haddonfield? They confused this guy for Michael Myers till he fell out a window. Like I said, the acting from these two is good. I like their characters, but the chemistry's a little off. I like the concept, but there's not enough of a spark here to make me really believe this is happening. What's carrying it, though, is just waiting for him to snap, like when a horny deputy shows up.
Let me tell you, it's change your mind.
She said we're good.
Hey, buddy, you got a problem?
Alright, I'll leave. Corey is our best chance of getting rid of the damned marching band. I like the cinematography here, too. It kinda is the darkest of the three. There's parts where it looks like it's in the universe of David Lynch's Lost Highway, like Michael was about to die in Kills, and then envisioned an alternate universe where he's now Corey Cunningham, the movie's Balthazar Getty. I also like that this one does a far better job at not crowbarring in really awkward comedy. There's still laughs here, but it's not turning into a wacky sitcom out of nowhere. Instead, sometimes it looks like a vigilante movie if the town basket case fed people he hates to a monster in the sewers. You get what's coming to you, dude. Nothing bad will happen if I follow the crazy man underground. This way I can have Allyson all to myself. I guess the idea is that Michael recharges with every kill. That's why he's a little weaker in his hibernating stage. I don't know. I've seen Michael still be pretty strong after going a while without killing anyone. I never thought I'd see him with his own personal Robin. Here, though, I'm like, can we stay with Michael Myers for a bit more?
Oh my god, are you okay?
I don't know what's happening to me.
In that some of these scenes with Corey and Allyson are getting repetitive, there's a lot of scenes where something troubling happens to him, and he tells it to Allyson, who I guess is turned on by this. I suppose they had sex. Corey usually goes around with bedhead that looks like he was up all night banging. Allyson can't wait to tell her friend.
I know, right? I know I talk too much. I just get so excited about all that boogeyman bullshit.
Well, she's gonna die. And I like that they brought back Lindsay for this one too, as they gave her some extra scenes after the good reviews she got in Kills. Plus we hear from Jeremy's dad, who is in less attack mode than the mom.
I'd see him every now and then, see the way people avoided him or how they made faces behind his back. Because I felt like they took my pain and they made it about them.
Wait till you see how they do that on the internet. But Corey's even freaking him out too.
And he looks at me, and it's not him. At least not in the eyes.
Hey, I fell off a bridge! Can you at least take me to the hospital? The movie even has its own Dr. Chalice from Halloween 3, in the form of Dr. Mathis here. They both look a little bit alike, and he's also the hospital's horny old dog, cracking open a can of beer and hooking up with the hottest younger character near him. This scene feels like it's here to just have some extra deaths in the film, since it does actually have a fairly low body count compared to the other sequels. I don't know, it'd make more sense if Michael and Corey teamed up to go after Terry Tramer first. God, I needed that. Remember, if you grab the mask from my head, that means you are ready, Grasshopper. We'll be right back. Michael still needs to stretch a little after this.
This morning, Billy looked like any other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a werewolf with new Pa's Halloween makeup kits.
We're back, and it's an emo-ass 90s movie now.
When I look up at that tower, I wonder if I could climb to the top.
Just saying, if you made this in 94, Ethan Hawke would be perfect casting.
Corey, what are you?
See, if you want to play some appropriately moody alternative rock, you've summoned the DJ. He's right there.
And once Willie get in here, it's like your favorite song stuck in your head.
Ugh, I liked it better when we had DJ Kingfish from Candyman 2. He always let us make out on the rooftops and jump off of it. Hey, at least Laurie is just simply watching. Corey has to deal with his own mom, where another 90s movie can happen.
You go right now! Get out of my house!
Then he finds a nice home with Jack Horner. It's like it's more than a greatest hits of Michael, but it's also a greatest hits of 90s Miramax. Anyway, it's Halloween now, with there not being much Michael in it. I actually forgot this was taking place around Halloween. You needed the Silver Shamrock commercials to come in and remind me. Laurie knows where Corey is, sleeping at the scene of the crime, just like Michael in the Myers house. And you can tell Laurie's been writing a book.
There's the evil that exists as an external force that threatens the well-being of the tribe.
Laurie's decided to make her autobiography a Western, or a virus story, because she details how much evil is an infection.
It's more dangerous, because we may not know we're infected.
I still think he should see an actual therapist. It's coming close to turning into a Lifetime movie where she's keeping her granddaughter away from the bad kid.
If I can't have her, no one will.
Okay, I'd rather you bring back Evil Dies Tonight than that overused line. Make up your mind, Laurie. Do you want me to stay away, or do you want to slash tires with me while thinking that I'm marriage material for Allyson? Or he imagined her? I don't know. This script needs a punch-up. There's some wackiness here, too. Like how Corey is now the bully, who picks on the poor, unsuspecting Michael in the sewer, where Michael just lets him kick his ass and take his mask. Wait, never mind. That's part of his training, remember? Grasshopper is now ready. We'll finally see him go after the grandson of Buddy Repperton, Ben Tramer. Oh, and she really did confront Corey in the house, I think.
What did you say to him? I see the same thing in him that I saw in Michael.
Laurie is a terrible matchmaker. You know what could really take on Michael Myers? That's right, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Hard Target. I want to hang out with this guy for a while. This really does throw everything at the wall. It wouldn't have surprised me if the bullies in the junkyard randomly resurrected Freddy Krueger in the third act. Oh, wait, we're still putting this in the Stephen King universe. It's the junkyard ending of Christine. Not gonna lie, Corey does cause some of the more hilarious deaths in the series. I'm not even mad that we're stuck with Ben Tramer's idiot grandson. We've got Corey Cunningham, one of my new favorite characters in the franchise. He's just petty, too. I understand killing a Tramer with fire, that runs in the family, and he also kills his own mom, too. That way he won't get grounded when he sneaks out late and kills the DJ. But why kill the DJ?
Really, you should be ashamed of yourself exploiting these tragedies. There are 3 missing people right now.
I'm pretty sure that exploiting tragedies is the official town motto. And is this a talk station or a music station? Oh, I get it. It's hip surfer music from all the post-Pulp Fiction Miramax movies, too. I don't much care how you wouldn't let me jump off of your rooftop. Therefore, you have to go. If only you played Blue Oyster Cult like I asked. This very much worries Allyson. Normally at this point, Corey would show up disheveled and recap the scenes we just saw, but lest you forget, it's called Halloween Ends. Is she gonna fight Michael Myers, or is she gonna fight Corey Cunningham? Who cares as long as someone's wearing the mask? Now would be a good time to take a break. I think Lori needs a minute to give her book a better ending.
And Freddy Krueger is waiting just for you.
$2 for the first minute, 35 cents each additional minute.
We're back, people.
Did you really think I'd kill myself?
That would be kind of amazing if it ended like that. At least that would be cartoonishly abrupt and not frustratingly so. They spent a majority of the movie building up Corey as a character, but, well, guess he's gone now.
What did you do to him?
Relax, honey. I'll set you up with that nice Billy from down the block. When I first saw this, I didn't think he'd be off so soon. He does bounce back for a second before Michael finishes him off, but given the time we spent with him, it's pretty anticlimactic how he goes. Yes, he is the representation of the evil that Haddonfield grows inside of you, which can be killed off in a matter of seconds. We're good. We gotta get to the showdown without Corey serving as cheerleader. I actually do like this movie. I liked it in theaters, and I like it now too, but there's problems. The ideas are great, like it's a really good second draft that needs a final polish for it to be an actual great movie. But as it is, I did find it refreshing that it wasn't just doing the same things again and took a wild swing. I know, being different doesn't automatically make something good, but there's enough of this that worked for me because I did like the characters that it introduced, and it toned down some of the problems with kills. I appreciate too that it must have been hard to make a final confrontation that doesn't just do the climax from Halloween H2O again. They did a good job of making it different from that movie. See, there's different weapons here. How does he know what a garbage disposal is? And hey, at least we have a rare Halloween timeline that does have a conclusion, unless you just stop after 2. Don't know what happened after the Thorn Cult story. Don't know what became of this. Guess Michael left the morgue in this one. Your guess is as good as mine. Here, though, like it or not, it finishes him off, but in a weird way. I've seen this man take more bullets than Alex Murphy, but what they needed to do to kill Michael was pin him down and slit his throat and wrists, his one weakness. And I think the evil is still getting passed on because Allyson just snapped his arm like a twig. Some of this does come from reshoots after test screenings to make it a quieter, more intimate finale. And its weirdness is par for the course with Haddonfield at this point. It's okay, the authorities gave us the all clear.
This is not how it works.
It is tonight.
Nothing to see here, folks. We're just parading the body of Michael on top of a car like he's got a town funeral procession. And we're escorting him to city limits and warning him that he's officially banned from the community. What is happening? Where Michael dies, the town now officially rises as a cult that practices human sacrifice. What if you just moved to Haddonfield and are seeing this? Is there a reason these vigilantes have strapped a dead body to a car? Is this what they do with hooligans here? Putting them in a shredding machine to send a message? Oh, that's pretty much how they got rid of the stepfather in Stepfather 3. He doesn't even get a eulogy.
There would be no tombstone, no memorial. The mysteries were put to bed.
But there will be a shitload of Netflix documentaries about him. Don't forget the Corey docuseries too.
You were right about Corey.
Huh? All right. I forgot. He kind of died quick, huh? And thus Lori has finished her book with all the references you'd expect. See, it even says New Beginning. It's dedicated to Roy. But not after we throw in end shots of the rooms like the end of the first, and Lori's able to fall in love. They're playing her song. DJ Barry is back and takes way better requests. Yeah, it's messy, but it's unique, and it stands out amongst the others in the series. It's a mess I at least respect. I always wanted to see where it was going. I like the deviation, and it is way more tonally consistent than the previous two. But whether you like or dislike it, hopefully we all agree it's a lot better than this group's next movie. Don't know if we're gonna get a trilogy out of this when the first already started with the bad reviews. We've officially reached the end of our look through all the Halloween films, and I can't think of a better way to end than for the zaniness that lies underneath this town to fully take over and possess me.
I'm gonna get drunk and go trick-or-treating and get hit by a car.
Rip off your shirt and show Grief your fucking tits and say, you know what? Let's go.